Hello again, limousine fans. So I'm gonna blame this video again on Twice Diecast because he has a cool collection of stately presidential vehicles, and so I'm doing the same here. This is the third of my Chinese Hongqi or red flag vehicles, and it's the third brand as well. So I'll pull out the other brands later on. This is by Time Micro. Historically, Time Micro has QC problems, so let's hope that this doesn't have that issue. But we're going to find out. And this feels super heavy because the case itself looks like it's laser cut acrylic. At least the bases are. So there's a bit of confusing information on the internet with the L5 by Hongqi and this thing called the CA7600, which is the limousine version. So I can't read Chinese, of course. That's a long word on the bottom. Kangzan Sheng Li Jinai. You know I'm not pronouncing that right. Okay. Does this cover? Yep. It's loose. Very loose. Okay. I'm not going to take it off the base. I don't want to get my fingerprints all over this, but yeah, this is laser cut acrylic. When you get sheets of acrylic, it comes with this plastic, paper cover that you peel off, and they didn't even bother peeling this off, but you can peel this off. Let's see. Well, not necessary for here. Okay, there's a very reflective nameplate here with Chinese text, and that 70, I think, is the 70th anniversary of what, I don't know. All I know is I think the parent company, First Auto Works, is the oldest car maker in China. So probably 70 years of the brand, or is it 70 years of this car? I don't know that answer. Okay. Well, let's try to compare these photos. It was actually hard to get some of these photos in here because it's such a big vehicle. Alright. So I think this is a chairman of the Communist Party. I'm not sure. I don't follow the news or politics. But looking at that angle right there, it's pretty close, right? Now, so I think at the same event, maybe they had this same car in blue for the camera. I pulled this one up because it gives you a sense of the scale of this thing. I mean, look at the person, look at this person back here. This is a tall, it's a wide, it's just a giant vehicle. So, that's the focal point, focus between the two, the photo and the model. So I guess that's the best way I could get this to show. Alright, so then the rear view, this internet search is saying it's a 7600, and so it has rectangular tail exhaust tips. But I think the L5 just has round exhaust tips, so I think that might be the difference of how you can, kind of tell the L5 from the 7600. There's also plastic under the model, so we'll have to get rid of that. So that's kind of interesting. Where's my dental pick? Are there extra parts, I'm wondering? Yeah, there's something in here. Oh, they're flagpoles. Wow, so these are some delicate parts right here. Just some thin chromed plastic flagpoles. But it only looks like there's one Chinese flag, so... Oh, but you know what? In that first photograph, there is only one Chinese flag hanging off this fender here. So hold on here. There's that photo again. So I guess what this Time Micro did is it's okay. Now, so these little black pieces in here, there's 3 of 4 of them. Those I think are the microphones. Let me focus on this again. There. I think these black pieces here are the microphones that go into the roof. So it's nice because there are already 4 in the roof. So I'm going to guess they gave you these extras in case you break these off. So that's really cool that there's extra flagpoles. But, there's 2 metal rods in here as well. I don't know what these 2 tiny metal rods are for, but maybe we'll find out as we go over the model. Alrighty. So let's, I guess I'll get just a few degrees down because I know it's going to be, the plinth is going to get in the way a lot. Alright, let's start with this side here. It's not a metallic black, it's just a regular, very shiny black apparently, with a decent gloss coat. There's no orange peel. There's not much orange peel on the side panels at least. So the wheels themselves, they do have brake systems back there. There's a red caliper by the doors. Yep. So, and then in the center, I'm going to go in on this front wheel. It's just a red circle with an orange circle in it. Yeah, I guess that's alright. There's a little red paint there on that marker between the door and the wheel well. It's interesting, if you actually look at the wheel, the texture on it, it's like a rough texture. Now I don't know if that's done intentionally, or because in between the spokes, is it just as rough? It looks smoother. So it might have possibly been cast that way on purpose, so the spokes are rough, but in between the spokes is kind of smooth. Not sure. Where's my pick here? I'm now noticing this. I think a flagpole. Oh yeah, that is a hole. So you can put 2 flagpoles on this. It's actually hard to notice that hole. I didn't even notice it at first because the car is black. So you got separate, looks like plastic mirrors. I think that's just raw plastic. I don't think it's painted. Right? It's not nearly as glossy as this, so that's kind of weak. But door handles are separate pieces, so that's nice. There's chrome trim here. I think that's just by the casting and painted silver, because there's a tiny bit of silver there. The windows have this chrome plastic treatment as well, so that's very nice. Again, a little red here in this reflector. You can see there is a 3-dimensional separate chrome plastic exhaust system there, so that's good. And actually there's silver down there, so I think there's probably pipes going across the bottom. From the side here, looking in this interior, you can see the door panels have pretty good details, door panel pulls, tweeter there in the front door panel, maybe the rear as well. There's a speaker there on the rear door. So then there's a red, is that felt? I gotta back out. Yeah, that's a felt surface. That's not paint. That's actually a fabric of, probably a synthetic felt. So that's nice. That's really, boy, is that the first one I've seen? This could be the first 1/64 scale model I have that has a fabric interior. I've seen some with some, decals, or possibly paper, printed paper, but this is actually a felt floor. So like carpet-wise, that's pretty crazy. Wow. Okay, let's go around to the back here. Big, thick, translucent taillights. Unfortunately, a little extra plastic flash on there. And then there's also something going on here. I don't know if that's paint or a crack. There is a decal, it looks like, for this rear license plate, as well as these Chinese letters. That's probably Hongqi, if I had to guess. I don't know what that would mean. Oh, maybe First Auto Works, or maybe that's FAW. Anyways, it does have the rectangular tail exhaust, so that, I guess, makes it a 7600. It looks like it's got 2 protrusions. Are these antennae? I can't imagine what else they would be, other than like antennas of some sort. So this side, you'll see on this, we have the fuel filler door here. Otherwise, I think it's the same. But we didn't talk about this little red thing. These 3 boxes, I guess, is the logo or something representing Chinese flags, maybe. Alright, there are reflective stickers in the side mirror, so that's as good as it gets. Coming around to the front, there's again another hole for the flagpole. And then there's a silver line going across the whole body of the car. So that's printed on. It's not a decal or anything. This here, I can't tell. I think that's just chrome plastic with orange paint on top of it. Yeah, it is. It's not translucent. It's not clear plastic, I don't think. Yeah. But you can see the reflection through the orange. That's pretty neat. Okay, let me back out again. This thing's too big. Alright. Headlights here. We have a clear plastic headlight, pretty deep, and then it's set inside of a chrome plastic surround, so that's nice. The whole grille is chrome plastic, and there's also black between the ribs, so that looks good. We got this printing for that front license plate. It looks like a little bit's missing from the top, though. And then we have some silver in these little fog lights, and then there's other sensors or something like that. So that's pretty good, I guess, this front end. I think on the real car, this red is actually red glass. Oh boy, it's crooked though, quite a bit. Wow, so this is where that quality control issue comes up with Time Micro. I don't know if that's... Well, what's nice is I think they used a soft glue. So I guess it might be fixable. If it was a rigid glue, that would have broken off by now. Alright. So we have separate metal wiper blades there. And you'll notice this clear coat, again, it's not very orange peely, it's quite nice. Ah, I got a fingerprint on it already. Alright. There's a central thing here on the dashboard, probably a display, some vent details, and then chrome plastic trim around the window. So you can see the center console, there's brown but some brown, whoa, there's actually a decal or something, those little indications there. The steering wheel, I think, is a different brown than the tan of the seats. Alright. And then we got the 4 microphones. Let's see if this is a soft glue. I think that is a soft glue. So, that's good. You can... Alright, let's try to get back on this dashboard. Or the center things. Yeah, look at that center console in the front. There is a decal or something there. It's probably like a touch panel or something on the real car. The steering wheel itself has something on the center of it. Maybe I'll try from the other side. So, although this has molded plastic windows, they're relatively clear, at least through one panel. The instrument cluster there has gauges, so that's nice. So this steering wheel actually is two-tone. It's the top brown, and then the bottom is black. And then it's got that red and gold circles in the middle, so that's a great steering wheel. The center console, yeah, you can see a little air bubble in the decal there. The screen is turned off. But the switches are some black and, black dots there. And then you'll notice the dashboard, there's like a decal of the wood. It's some sort of wood pattern there. So that's really nice. And then the back here, there's another decal, some wood, some silver. And there's a window separating the driver from the passengers. I'm just amazed. I love that felt floor. That thing's cool. The felt floor is really nice. The back cushion, not so much. It's just some details there. There are some bumps for what look like could probably be seatbelt buckles, but they're not painted. Okay. The rear deck here, rear sill. There's a third brake light there in the window, and then actually now it has defroster lines, but they're very good defroster lines because they're so thin you can actually see the interior through them. And so I guess there's 3 speakers or something there on that sill. So the window, you can see again, it's not just a chrome, but there's a black printing on the backside surface. So that's a really great window. Very, very nice. I almost feel like that third brake light might be 3-dimensional. Like, it looks like, there's the blackout, but there's red as well. So But I think the black is on the window, and I think that red might be on the tan interior. It almost looks like there's an air gap, see? Between the red, yeah. There's actually a molded in third brake light there. So it's weird to talk about that, but it is a great amount of detail there. And then noticing on this very rear window, you can see the tan interior coming through. I'm not sure if that should be that way though. I almost think that tan interior should have been black. I'm just looking at the real photograph. Yeah, it looks black. So I guess that, well, it's nice to know it's a separate piece. You know, it's actually a separate piece from the window piece, but it's just not the right color. So, hold on. I want to see the distortion through these windows. Yeah, yeah, they definitely are distorted quite a bit, but not so bad that you can't see what, you know, just looking through one window. You just can't look through both windows. Okay, I think that's everything. The door handles actually, from the top view, there's a little bit of an air gap, you know, for your fingers to get in there. So that's another great detail. Alright. Let's compare it to a couple other models. So first I'm going to compare it to a Rolls-Royce limousine I have here by SC Art. I think it's Small Car Art. And this is the Phantom 8 limo. This is another great one. I mean, look at this interior. It's orange and tan, but it doesn't have a fabric floor. But anyways. So these are my two modern limousines. I looked up the dimensions of the Rolls-Royce 8, and it is narrower than this Hongqi. The Hongqi is over 2 meters wide, whereas the Phantom 8 is a little bit less than that. So I think these are both relatively accurate. It's just, yeah, these Hongqis are really big vehicles. Okay. So let's bring us some Hongqis, because I simply can't get all four of them on the same plate. So the first one I reviewed here, boy, I had to put a sticker on it. A 1966 to 81 Hongqi CA770, and I took this off the display box that it came in because it's not a standard size display box. I like to stack my display boxes, so I want them all to be the same size. And then the second one I reviewed also came on a large display box, but it's an 09 Hongqi L5, which I believe might be the foundation for this 7600 limo. I think this was made by GOC, the brand. This one eludes me. I can't remember even who made that. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I'll have to go back in my reviews. Alright, so let's go to the top view here. Yeah, so, you know, the CA7600 is definitely a limo, you know, with that really long rear window. But this L5, I guess by many standards, would also be a limousine. I mean, it proportionally looks like a normal car, but the car is so big that I feel like it probably would be as spacious as a limo inside. Okay, well, hopefully that's enough time for you guys to compare. Okay, well, in summary, I'm pleasantly surprised that with this many parts, that actually Time Micro did a good job. The only issue was this is a little bit crooked, but they're smart in using a softer glue that I think you can fix that. But I don't really see any problems anywhere else. No, nothing major at least. I mean, the diecast itself is really well done. The paintwork on it is really well done. It's relatively smooth, and black shows all imperfections. It's very easy to see an imperfection on a black car, and so I don't see too many here. So this time around, Time Micro, fantastic job. Um, and if presentation matters to you, this is a nice display. It's got two pieces of laser cut acrylic that's really shiny placard there. And then it's got the little extra bits, which maybe I'll add later. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys checking this out. I guess that's it for my Chinese limousine collection. I'll probably have to, just seek out some other limousines from other brands and see about those. I'm also noticing this tire here on this side is messed up. It's not on the wheel, so I'm gonna have to unscrew that and put that on better. Well, here's an update. I put that flagpole in. I do feel the flag's riding a little bit low. If you look at the photograph, that flag is actually higher than the fender, but it's alright. Those little metal pieces at the beginning are antennae for this thing. I realized that after looking at this image. There's a little antenna right there. Boy, it took like 20 minutes to do this. It's just a little dab of crazy glue, and then, that's what's holding those on, but it's really hard. There's no actual hole inside this little, the plastic base of the antenna. Okay, well, that's it then. Thanks again.